Bung bung.
Oh my god, it's so big and strong.
Bung Bung Coffee. Big, strong flavour. Competition? I don't think so. bungbungcoffee.com. Get yours.
Tickets are on sale now for all of my Fringe shows. I'm doing the whole month in Adelaide Fringe, and I am doing a week and a half with the Cold-Blooded Comedy Boys in a show called 2.5 Straight White Men. My solo show is called Clay McMath, In Over My Head, and I've been working on it for a long time, and it's gonna be a great show. Please buy your tickets. I've made this show super affordable. I know that the cost of living is tough right now, so the tickets are not indicative of the quality of the show. I've poured blood, sweat, and tears into this show. So much time, effort, energy. It is going to be a banger. So please buy tickets, sell this shit out, and help me, feed my family. But also, I do want to share this show with as many people as I can. And following that, I'll be going to the Melbourne International Comedy Festival, so buy tickets to that too if you are out there in Melbourne. All right, also claimingmathcomedy.com for your Clay McMath comedy calendars. Every month is a different movie with my head photoshopped onto it. Doesn't sound that funny, but it's actually hilarious, and it'll help you schedule your whole year. Keep that productivity and that comedy up. Beautiful. All right, let's start the show.
Welcome to the party. Best show on the internet. Ask anybody. You know it's easy money. Sit back, relax, get your headphones, everybody. Welcome to the party. Blackout in the booth. Every episode's a party. We go hard like Ricky Bobby. Tell a friend to tell a friend. This is welcome to the party.
Welcome to the party, bung bung. It's your man Claytron, aka the Big Boss Man, aka the Clumsy Jeweler, because I'm always dropping gems, aka the Milkman, because I always deliver, aka the PhD of podcasting, the Magnum PI of podcasting, the Captain, the Elon Musk of podcasting, because I don't know how to express my gratitude. You guys saw that? You saw this guy do a very gracious special salute at the presidential inauguration. Trump's the president now. He thinks he's putting in all this work. He's signing executive orders or whatever. Half of them don't even make sense. They had a judge shut one of them down, and he's just like, we'll take it to another judge. He doesn't give a damn, bro. He's just out there playing by his own rules. I kind of respect it. But I don't rate him, but I don't rate any of them. I'm not big on politicians, man. I'm not big on politicians that just have billionaires as the as the face of the party. But it's kind of respectable though, because billionaires are always they're like silent partners in a business. They're major decision makers because they're financially backing the thing, but you never see them. But right now, we're seeing it. Trump's basically like, this is what it looks like behind closed doors. I'm going to open it up and give you a little peek right now. All these billionaires, I got Zuckerberg, I got Musk, I got Bezos. They're all over here. I'm in all their pockets. So much so that I'm going to put Musk, I'm going to give him a fake position, Department of Government Efficiency, Doge, So it's just a troll, dude. It's unbelievable what's going on. I don't know how the US can recover from this. It is a circus. It is an actual circus. And the people, the idiotic public in the United States of America, bro, are treating their political parties like sports teams. They back them no matter what, dude. No matter what their policies, no matter what their beliefs, no matter how much they disrespect others or their supporters. They do treat their supporters like idiots, and they are. I mean, they are. They are though. But to blatantly just treat them like idiots is wild. But if someone is an idiot and you treat them like an idiot, they don't even know they're being treated like an idiot because they're an idiot. It's wild, bro, but yeah, Musk is out there doing the duck walk and all types of shit, bro. It's wild. I don't know how they recover from this. It is now a bona fide popularity contest, and we are going to see people like The Rock, Taylor Swift, Robert De Niro, people who are like sort of done with their careers. So like Taylor Swift isn't done, so she'll run later. Like maybe 2 more albums, couple more world tours, and she'll be like, fuck it, I'll give it a crack. And she'll run. And she'll win. Because she's famous. And she's going to be like, you know, carbon footprint, what's that? She doesn't care. She's doing, dude, you know her shortest flight on her private jet is 8 minutes. I forget where it was from and to, but 8 minutes, dude. 8 minutes. Couldn't drive. I mean, I watched the flight path of this flight, and it's like it cuts out so much travel. Would I do it if I had that bread? Yeah, of course. Of course, bro. What are you supposed to do? When you're Taylor Swift, you're supposed to go to an actual airport? Nah, B. Dude, I'm not famous by any means. I'm what would you call it? Known. Internationally known. I'm not famous. But dude, I made a major faux pas the other day. I did a first aid course. And the guy's like, he goes around, he's like, oh, what's everybody do here? Like, why are you doing first aid? What's your job? Oh, I'm a teacher. Oh, what's your job? I'm an educator. What's your job? Oh, I'm a CGI artist. What's your job? Oh, I'm a diving instructor. What's your job? I'm a comedian. Oh, boy, did we get off track. Boy, did we stay there 20 minutes longer than we had to be there yesterday, dude. Why would you say that? When I'm on flights, people love talking on flights, bro. People love to get up all in your business. I wish I had the sack to be like, oh, what do you do? I mind my own motherfucking business. That's what I do, bro. I wish I could say some shit like that, but I just lie. I usually say, finance, just financed. But no one's ever followed that up. No one's ever said what type of finance. Because I wouldn't know what to say. I don't know finance. It just sounds boring. No one cares about your spreadsheets, dude. So I just say finance. No one ever backs that up. I never say comedian. And then in this course yesterday, yeah, it started early and all that. I hadn't had a coffee yet. Maybe that was it. Hadn't had that beautiful bung bean, bungbungcoffee.com. But yeah, I get in there. And I say comedian, bro, and that was nonsense. That was a real bad decision, and sometimes we make bad decisions. Bro, and I made one last week. Or earlier than that. When I was in Sydney, and we're going to talk about why I was in Sydney. I did a week at the Comedy Store, but I booked cheap accommodation because I'm like let's just, cut costs as much as we can. And I stayed in this shithole hotel, and that was a mistake. I was only there for 2 nights though, because my mum booked a trip to Sydney for the same time to come and see me and all of that. And I ended up, I stayed with her and my stepdad, which is, that's showing how, how just flourishing the comedy game is for me right now, is I'm sharing accommodation with my mother when I go on the road. But it was actually really nice. It was like a family holiday. It was beautiful. I haven't felt that close to them in so long. So that was really nice. But yeah, that was a mistake. Booking just a shithole, bro. The shower and toilet. Think about if you've got a shower that's like a box, right? It's like a square. Some people have bigger ones, but you know the ones I'm talking about, where it's like a square enclosed by like a glass panel, with a door and all that. It's like a little square, like maybe a meter and a half by a meter and a half, right? Picture that, but with a toilet in it. My shower and toilet was the size of like a standard shower. Okay? The bed was short, that's fine. I've slept in a short bed many a time. They had coffee and tea in there, no cookies. The fridge was leaking, bro. A leaking fridge. And then the sink wasn't even in my tiny little bathroom. It was out in the like bedroom, you know, just a sink. That's where I had to brush my teeth and wash my shitty hands. After I finished wiping my ass, I had to wash my shitty hands in the same sink that I guess that's where I brush my teeth all the time, but where I fill up my kettle for my tea. It was depressing, and it was more the location. If I was in a good location, in a shithole like this, I would have probably really enjoyed it. You know, I had time to myself and all that. But the location was on a highway in between a McDonald's and a KFC. And I'm doing comedy, so I get back every night, well, for 2 nights, and I'm tempted. So I had to go and buy some like yogurt to put into my like fridge, which was evidently melting. So I got some yogurt and some fruit and all that. The fruit was, dude, I know it would be nice to be sponsored by Woolworths. They've got bread. But there's no, like, for someone who's price gouging and taking advantage of the consumer, to not even have decent produce. Like, I got this packet of strawberries that just tasted like cum and ass, bro. It was fucking horrific. It was like, how can you even sell it? I should be able to go back. I should be able to go to the CEO of Woolworths office, punch the motherfucker in the face, squish the strawberries up into his mouth and nose, and be like, "Can you taste that? You fucking taste that? That cost me $7.70. Now give me my money back." That should be legal, bro. Because that motherfucker robbed me, bro. $7.70 for just despicable produce, bro. And that's another poor decision. What you're gonna have that much money? You're gonna rob us? You're gonna make us pay this much for groceries when you know you don't have to, and you're not even gonna have the groceries be any good. Dude, no wonder old boy from the health insurance got popped. CEOs are fucking us, bro. I'm not advocating for any of that, but look, you gotta. It's like the political parties. They're just not even respecting their supporters, bro. I go to Woolworths, I support them because they're cheaper than some of the alternatives near me. But they're still robbing me. I know what they pay for that. That's at minimum a 200% markup. Okay? And that stings. That stings somebody who's already staying in a shithole hotel trying to save money. People are just making bad decisions. Bro, there was a guy on my flight sitting next to me, FaceTiming the whole flight. I don't know how he did it, but also act like you've been there before. You're just going to FaceTime a whole flight? He's got the camera reversed, showing, I don't know, his son or some shit just out the window for the whole flight, bro. What? And the little motherfucker's just sitting there watching it, dude. And I mean, he was probably 8 years old watching this shit. I was like, what the fuck, dude? Just like the dad was clearly specced out and so was the kid. If you're going to sit there and watch a window for an hour and a half or whatever that flight is, like, dude, we gotta do better. Buy the motherfucker Rubik's Cube, bro. I understand he's specced out and he'll probably be finished in 2 seconds, but buy him 3 of them. Get him to figure out how to do them while he's juggling and, you know, make a YouTube channel or whatever. It's wild, bro, to FaceTime a motherfucker for a whole flight. I couldn't, you know, I had my headphones on and shit, but it was still distracting. I kind of felt like I was being filmed. But would you prefer that or have someone sit there and ask you what you do and have to lie to them? if you remember. I don't really, he didn't talk to me, so I'm cool with it. But also, like, act like you've been there before. It's wild. People aren't even trying anymore to be normal. Not even trying, bro. I get to Sydney, and it's all every second person's got an e-bike, and because there's no parking spaces in Sydney, every Uber Eats person is on an e-bike, and no one on an e-bike rides on the road. They're all riding on the sidewalk. And I'll tell you this, motherfuckers hate cyclists, bro. Hate them. I reckon 90% of people hate a cyclist, and that's, dude, I'm just putting numbers out there. I'm not a statistician, but I'm a PhD in podcasting, so anything I say on a podcast is almost true. So 90% of people hate a cyclist. If that's a fact, that probably means that 180% of people hate an e-bikeless. I've had enough of e-bikeless, bro. Abolish e-bikeless. That's my movement. Clay McMath, President 2028, first thing I'm going to do is get rid of e-bikes. Or put them on the road. Give them some more risk. Going on a sidewalk, coming up silent on a motherfucker. Dude, I should be allowed to, if I'm scared, knock those motherfuckers off. Because one, I do get scared. And two, let's call a spade a spade. A lot of these Uber Eats drivers are foreign, correct? And also infamous for not being great drivers, yes? And now you're on the footpath. Dude, I hate them. And I believe I believe in my heart of hearts that 180% of people hate an e-bikeless, and we got to get rid of them, bro. It's too much. You shouldn't be going that fast on a sidewalk. I think turn the bike lane into an e-bike lane and get cyclists back on the footpath. But then, dude, you think it's dangerous being a cyclist now. Dude, Mr. Lycra comes by me and they don't want to get in single file on the footpath. Dude, road rage is happening. It is happening, bro. I'm taking you both down. Okay? Single file. Okay? At all times. On the road, on the footpath, wherever the fuck you are, single file, you absolute cunts, dude. Oh, bro. Why are they never in single file? You know you can hear my car, bro. This is not a fucking, what are those hybrids called? Prius. This is not a Prius. I'm not Andy from The Office in my silent killer vehicle, bro. I am in a fucking Commodore. You know I'm coming. Get in single file. Get in single file. You know I'm coming and there's a roundabout coming up. Slow down and let me through, bitch. Fucking cyclist, bro. I've had enough. I'm tired. Remember, dude, episode 1 through 7 of the Welcome to the Poddy podcast? Hashtag Clay's tired. That's Bigfoot's Cordial. Not a sponsor. But I will say this. After one of my shows in Sydney, these 3 people wanted me to hang out with them. And so I did. And I sit down with them and we're just talking, and one of them, very attractive female. And sat down with them, and I was looking at her during my set because I was like, oh, goodness gracious, you know? And we sit down, we're talking, and she's got this guy with her, and I'm talking to him. And he's the grandson of Coddy's, bro. My dad picks the fruit that goes to Coddy's that makes the cordial that I like best. He is the grandson of Coddy, bro. And I told him, I was like, just so you know, Bigford's is eating Coddy's alive right now. And he's like, yeah, I know. They sold it to the Americans and they don't get it. They don't get the cordial game. I was like, damn, that sucks, bro. That's your legacy. You gave up You gave up the name for the Americans. And now look at Bickford's, bro. Quality. Killing the game. Sorry to hear that. And I think he took offense to that. Which is fair enough, man. When your family fucks up and someone calls you out on it, that's embarrassing, bro. So maybe I shouldn't have said that. But Bickford's is killing the game, not a sponsor. And Coddy's not a sponsor. I met grandson Coddy, bro. Isn't that wild? That's wild, I think. And then there was a girl there talking, and she said she was telling a story about her and her sister, and they did this, and I was like, what? I was like, what? Because sometimes people are bad storytellers. And you guys are like, yeah, Clay, that's you right now. No. No. That's her, bro. I got to tell you a story about her. How am I supposed to make it sound good when she's that bad at telling a story? It was rough. It was rough out there, bro. But that's all right. I met grandson Coddy and his hot friend or girlfriend or whatever, and that was dope. Then I had to catch 3 trains back to my shithole apartment, shithole hotel room. But it was only 2 days, man, and then got in there with the family. But sometimes you can't, you go to save money, right? And it's like, where's the line? Where's the line? Like, oh, I don't want to spend too much on dinner tonight, so I'm just going to eat rice. Ugh. Oh, I've got to feed the whole family on $27. Oh, okay, let's go to McDonald's. Oh, God. It's only a 1 hour flight. Maybe I won't get an exit row. Bang. Arthritis says, fuck you, bro. Get the fucking, spend $50, man, for a exit row, bro. $50. Get the exit row. And then you just got a nice cruisy flight. $50. You save that $50, where's it going? You putting that if you don't spend it on the flight, are you like, okay, that $50 that I was going to put in the flight, I'm just going to put that into savings, or I'm going to put that on the mortgage account. Are you doing that? No. It's just going on some other bullshit, bro. So you may as well spend the $50. Oh, I'll get a shithole apartment for $100 a night. Okay. But now you're in a shithole and you're going to complain about it for 30 minutes on a podcast. What if you do the place that's $150 a night? Just a slight level up. It's $100. What's that in the grand scheme of things? You're not on the road every week. If you're on the road every week at my level, yeah, you really got to save some shekels. But like, I'm not on the road every week, and I was only in that hotel for 2 nighs. Dude, I should have gone $200 a night, honestly. The amount of money I spent anyway on just like, treat myself to some nice ramen. But there we go again. As food, it's like, would I have given up the ramen? Probably not. I probably would have bought the ramen and the nice room. Because fuck it, man. You can always make more money. I'm getting paid to be there. Fuck it, dude. Do it. What's the line, bro? That's what I want. I want you guys to respond to me and tell me something that you don't mind paying a little extra for. Is it, do you just like putting premium unleaded in your car? Do you prefer will you just buy the expensive cheese instead of the home brand cheese? Will you go to the butcher and spend more at the butcher? Oh, I'm just going to do groceries now. No, but you know what I'm saying. I want you guys to write in to me, or give us a video call, a video message, or audio message, telling me what you like. You don't mind spending a little extra on. Mine is definitely moving forward. Always getting leg room on the flight every time, no exceptions. And just get the little bit better hotel room. Doesn't have to be a fucking penthouse or whatever, but don't get the bottom one. Just get the little bit better one. Just You got one life, bro. You're just going to fucking live it in the gutter. God, my tits look crazy on this episode of the Welcome to the Poddy podcast. Dude, I packed my workout gear when I went to Sydney. Did I use it once? Nope. I told you guys, as soon as Kenny goes to childcare, I'm getting a gym membership. He's in his 3rd week of childcare. Ask me what gym I go to. Don't worry, it's not going to be free advertising because I don't go to a gym, bro. I still don't go. I still don't go to the gym, bro. That's me. I've got to go. Pay week. I think I should get paid pretty soon from a couple of them. I got some jobs. We got the modeling gig. Haven't been paid for that yet. Haven't been paid for the week in Sydney yet. You know, I got some paychecks coming in. So next time one of these paychecks comes in, let's get a gym membership. Let's chat next time we're on the Welcome to the Poddy podcast together. All right. Now we have. Oh yeah, we got to talk about the Comedy Store run, bro. Epic. They've got some great nights of comedy. One night was at the Enmore Theatre, about 50 or 60 in, hot crowd. That was my opening night, and I was like, okay, cool, that feels good. I can hang in Sydney, good. Next night was at the Comedy Store. It's called the biggest comedy show on earth, and that again was not a lot of people, maybe 50, 60 again. Hot crowd. Had a nice show. Very good. Oh, the first night I popped into Dan Muggleton's room, The Running Joke, and did a pop-in set. That could have been better. Could have been better. Met some cool people there though. That's where I met Coddies. I met Joe from up in Cairns who runs the Laughing Heart. So yeah, it was cool. It was cool. Met some cool people in there. Shout out to Joe. Hope you're having a good time in Argentina. I went to the next night, which was a Thursday night. Yeah, went to the Comedy Store again, and there was probably 100 in, maybe 150, and that was a dicey night. The Thursday night, that was hard. That was a hard one to get through, but we got through it. For everyone, it's just a hard night. Friday, ripped it, bro. Whoops. Oops, bro. Ripped it, bro. Oops. That needs to be patched up because it's been ripped, bro. Get out the sewing kit, patch it up because it's been ripped, bro. Ripped it. Good God. That was nice, dude. That felt good. And I had some friends there. 3 friends, all basketball friends. And that was interesting, dude. Ran into my old assistant too. That was cool. Met her face to face. Like, we've met face to face, but only on Zoom. And then actually met her in person. She was at the show. She didn't even know I was on. It was a coincidence. She was just like, oh, buy tickets to this Comedy Store. Bang. Meets me. We meet each other. So that was sick. And hung out with the boys after, went out, had like 10 beers. Good night. But this dude, Sean, bro. So I went out with 3 dudes. 4 Muggles came out too, Dan Muggleton. So Dan Sopokas and Sawyer, we played together in Albury, and we were all teammates. And then the other guy, Sean, I played against him at like the state level. And I think the last time we played against each other was at under 20s, which would have been 16 years ago. And that would have been the last time we saw each other. And then we just hang out, and it was just like, not only had we never like been to the, like just been out together before, but like we'd never like hung out outside of like a basketball environment. And it was just like, we were like old mates. Like, it was so sick. What a great guy, first of all. He used to have a podcast, I think it was top 10 in Australia. called, I think it was Sean and Matt in the Sack or something like that. I think Matt was from Maths, so he had a big following, and they went crazy. And he works as a lawyer for, the police, and they just said like, nah, you got too much of a profile, kill the podcast. So he had to give up like a top 10 podcast because he loves his job. He loves it. So, I mean, that's good for him, man. Some people don't love their jobs. So, dude, he's the most interesting person in the world. I'm like, so you went to college in the US? He's like, yeah. I'm like, what'd you study there? He's like, finance. I'm like, and then he came back here and he had to do law. He's like, yep. So he went to school there, then came back, went to school here, did law, became a cop, I think, while he was doing law. So he's been on the street as a cop, and now he's a solicitor, if that's what you call it. He's a lawyer for the cops. And he's had a top 10 podcast. And check this out. He had a little hobby similar to comedy called slam poetry, bro. Slam poetry. Julia Roberts. Julia Rob. Hurts. Yeah, dude. Slam poetry. I'm like, and how do you know if you're doing good? Like, because at least people laugh at me. He's like, oh, this. Clicks, bro. And I was like, no offense, Sean, but that is gay, bro. I don't mean to be like that, but that's gay, bro. And he was like, yeah, man, but I love it. And I was like, that's good. And I'm proud of you. And it sounds like, dude, he was like going on tour as a slam poet, bro. No offense, but that's hilarious, bro. That's hilarious. I thought he was doing a bit. He did like a fucking East Coast tour. He won some, did some state thing. He's performed at the fucking Sydney Opera House, bro. I don't know. Took the wind out of my sails a bit. He comes, I fucking ripped it, bro. I got the sewing kit out, all right? Because I ripped it. And then I started talking to him. He's like, yeah, dude, I don't know how you do it, bro. I did slam poetry, I had the Sydney Opera House. And I went, Sydney Opera House? What? I just did it to 250 people at the Comedy Store, which is sick, by the way, but Opera House. And people just clicking in there like, what the fuck? But yeah, man, that was a fun night catching up with those boys. Really felt at home, man, like having some friends there. And when you're with when a comedian like Muggles, who's like, he's a great comedian and a great guy, but like sometimes when someone's like a bit of a level up on you, you would kind of expect to be like, if you get invited along for the ride, to go and hang out with his friends. And I was just like, hey, dude, do you want to come, to the pub with us? He's like, yeah, man, let's go. And he came with us. And I just think that's like salt to the earth guy. Because I don't know. I get intimidated by people that are just like ahead of me in the game, And for him to just do that, he just like, just reminds you that he's just a fucking stand-up guy. And he's a legend. I've hung out with him a lot of times, but yeah, I thought it just made it like kind of even more every man to hang out with me and my boys, which I think was, I thought that was really cool. But yeah, I had a sick week. Ate great food, man. Like, because when Mum and Matthew come over, they started paying for everything. And, you don't want to be a fucking leech or whatever, or mooch. Mooch kind of sounds racist. I don't know why, but mooch. Yeah, if someone calls me a mooch, I'm going to punch him, bro. Mooch sounds crazy. But, yeah, man. No, it was just so much fun. So much fun, man. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't have heaps more to talk about over there. I had to come home a day early. Like, I was done with comedy, but the flights were just cheaper the later day, so I was going to stay an extra day and just hang out with Mum Mum and Matthew and Rach got real sick. Like, I don't know if it was COVID, but she was pretty fucked. So I came home a day early just so I could help out with Kenny. And God, you get a dog, you know, and you think, God, there's nothing better than the way your dog's tail wags and they come and greet you when you get home. But then when your son sees you at the airport, or daughter, when your kid sees you at the airport when you've been away for a week, oh, bro. Oh, man. I drove because Rach just didn't even have the energy to drive. So she got out of the car, went and sat in the front passenger seat, and Kenny just wanted to hold my hand the whole way home. So I've got one hand, I've like dislocated my shoulder. I've got one hand behind me holding his hand, and I'm driving with this hand. And I was just like that is effing beautiful, man. Loved it. Loved being home. Like, he's just such a champion. He's just at that age where he just understands shit, man. So like when he gets worked up, you can talk to him. Like I had a chat with him this morning on the way to childcare because he's been getting really upset with goodbyes at childcare, and if another kid gets picked up before him, he like feels abandoned and like really cries. And I was like, Mummy and Daddy are always coming. Sometimes you'll be the first picked up, sometimes you'll be the last, but we're always coming. And he's like, yeah. And then, but Kenny can cry if he wants to. And I was like, yeah, you can. You can cry if you want to, man, but you don't have to because we are always coming back to get you. And he goes, yeah, and then we go car wash. So I'm going to take him to the car wash when I pick him up this afternoon, man. It's fucking fire, bro. Like now, this is the age, bro. It's hard, bro. Dude, don't get me wrong. He's pushing boundaries and all that. So funny because 2 years ago when we had like a baby and I was talking about like, I remember talking on the podcast being like people are like, oh, you won't be able to do comedy anymore when you got a kid because it's so hard. And I was like, having a kid's fucking easy, bro. And it is. That first year, you lose a bit of sleep because they want to feed all the time. But, dude, they don't even move, bro. It's light work. Now, it is constant. Entertain me, feed me, entertain me, feed me, hold me. I want to go for a walk. Oh, not right now, buddy. Ah! Fuck, bro. It's out there. It's not, and it's not that hard though. Also, don't scare people off for having kids. The hardest thing is just if you're used to or really appreciate the lifestyle of just being able to do what the fuck you want when the fuck you want to do it. That's hard. What's hard is how much I miss my friends. And you might be like, but you just were in Sydney with your friends. Yeah, I saw my friends for one day in Sydney and I made some new friends. Dude, all the comics I met on this run were just great people. And dude, there's comics that are fuckwits, bro. And I've met some. But everyone I worked with this week, stand-up guys and gals, loved them, want to see them again, want to work with them again. Dude, just what a week. What a week. Can't say enough about the Comedy Store. Just fantastic. Just fantastic. And while I was in my shithole apartment, I was on a plane. I talked to you about the guy doing the FaceTime the whole time. And while I had my headphones on, not listening to him FaceTime, I was watching a movie.
Comedy, action, or horror. Will this movie win an Oscar? Set design, directing, acting, lighting, or costumes. This segment is Clay's Reviews.
So I'm on the flight with this nincompoop who clearly has never flown. Dude, he's not a nincompoop. It may have been his first flight or maybe not. Maybe he was just doing it for his kid or whatever, which is beautiful, okay? But it's just wild to be on FaceTime for a whole flight to me. And I don't know how he did it. I don't know how he did it. Maybe he put his credit. This was not a free Wi-Fi flight. You had to pay for it. Only business class got, and I wasn't in business. Only business class got free Wi-Fi. Otherwise, you had to pay for it. I was in premium economy, which just means normal seat, longer leg room, and I just had access to the in-flight entertainment, and that's where I chose to watch a movie called Natural Born Killers, starring, I want to get her name right. We'll get back to her. But Woody Harrelson and, oh my God, shit. I don't know why Janis Joplin has just gone into my head. But she's the wife. You guys know Old School with Luke Wilson, Will Ferrell, and Luke Wilson walks in on his wife having a gangbang. And then that's why he breaks up with her and ends up like moving into a frat house. That's like how the movie starts. But what was this movie called that I just said? Natural Born Killers. Juliette Lewis, Janis Joplin. What's wrong with me, dude? Juliette Lewis. So it's those two, and they're serial killers. And it's creative. Like, their story is creative. I admire how creative the story is. It's this girl. The opening scene is them, a killing scene, and they're just so in love, So they kill people, and then they, big passionate kiss at the crime scene, or whatever, and then they go into how they met. And she was getting abused by her father, but like, instead of like it being like a real dark flashback, they've framed it as a sitcom. And what's his name? What's the name of the comedian that hey, I got no respect. What's his name? God. I'll find him real quick. Rodney Dangerfield. Rodney Dangerfield's the dad. He's like, "You stupid bitch, I'm going to go in your bedroom and I'm going to," and he says like the most vile shit, and then the audience laughs and all this. So it's just like the whole movie is holding a mirror up to society and the consumption of media, and just like chowing down rotten shit and just digesting it, and becoming somewhat desensitized to it. Because they'd set it up in this like sitcom where they explain that he beats his wife and, F's his daughter or R's his daughter. And every time he says something about it, like, it's just like canned laughter. So that's sort of the foreshadowing of the rest of the film, which the rest of the film really is just showing the celebratization, if that's a word, of serial killers. People are mentioned by name in this. Ted Bundy, John Wayne Gacy, Richard Ramirez, they're all named in it. And these are all guys that went to prison for doing some of the foulest shit, and they get love letters from people. And some of them have like a certain handsomeness to them, but that's how they manipulate. That's why they're able to manipulate people. Not Richard Ramirez. He kind of looked like a bit of a freak, but like Ted Bundy would look handsome and had charisma. He had a certain charm about him. So he was able to lure girls, like into a car or into his house or whatever. Same as that dude, Jeffrey Dahmer. He used to be gay. And so he would be charming enough to other gay dudes to get him to the house and do, fuck them, and then, chop them up, eat them, turn them into a burger or whatever he was doing. But yeah, it just shows how, what year was this released? It says here 1994. I just want to double check when the OJ trial was. OJ trial because I don't. O.J. Simpson case. So the trial was actually in 1994 as well. No, it was in 1995. But the killing, the murder that the trial was about was in 1994. And I think some of that, his face was definitely pictured within the movie. And I think that was kind of the start of the obsession with true crime, I think, where people were so invested in watching that trial live. And now it's like, dude, the I Am Rappaport Stereo podcast used to have merch that was Murder, Doc, and Chill. You know, because of the famous Netflix and Chill, they did Murder, Doc, and Chill because that's what girls wanted to watch. Like all girls want to watch is true crime, murder documentaries, and all that. But everyone's fascinated by it because not no one, but the large majority of people don't know what it's like to kill somebody. Or even want to. You know, sometimes you get so mad, you're like, I could kill him. It's like, well, you couldn't. You're actually not that mad. These motherfuckers are that mad or insatiated if they're not killing, which is wild. So people want to watch it. People want to understand what is in this person's mind. But I paired this movie with these things called boodles, bro. Boodles. By who will they buy again? Something Farms it was. Spring Hill Farms. Spring Hill Farms, I think it was. And these things are so delicious, man. They're like peanut and pretzel clusters. Okay? And these get through airport security, bro, as well. So I took these on the plane and I was eating them. I don't know how loud it was, because I had my headphones on, but it sounded like this probably. But that's okay on a flight. But sometimes in the movies, that's why popcorn comes in a box and not in like a chip packet, because a chip packet in a movie is blasphemy. But this is like a foil kind of thing, so it's not as loud as a chip. Oh, I guess chip packets are foil. This is thicker than a chip packet though. It's like insulated, I guess, a little bit, and it's like it says delightfully crispy boodles boosted with protein, and it's peanut and pretzel flavored. They kind of look like Ferrero Rochers, but there's 50% less sugar as well. So this is like lightweight, healthy, and more than 15% protein. Like what? I'm just eating a beautiful, delicious snack on this flight, because this ain't America. They don't just come around with peanuts, pretzels, cookies. And this is basically peanuts, pretzels, cookies. This is a perfect flight snack, by the way. You know, sealed. It comes sealed and you rip it off. This one's still open. They sent me a box of them, but is a perfect in-flight snack. But also, it sounds like it might be a perfect post-gym snack. Or if you're just like on some type of diet where you shouldn't be having like milk chocolate, get yourself some boodles, dude. Goodness me. And they're just like, they're chaotic. Peanut, pretzel, chocolate. It's chaos, just like this film. Natural Born Killers. And honestly, the boodles get a better rating than the snack. I mean, than the film. The film is probably like a 6 out of 10. I'd give boodles a solid 8. Solid 8 out of 10. And when you guys know, when you start talking about 8s, you're getting into award-winning territory. When I give an 8, I'm talking schmick. So give boodles a Golden Globe. That's all I'm trying to say. They're good. But yeah, this movie's like a 6 out of 10. And I might be unpopular here, because from what I can see, this movie gets a lot of positive reviews. I don't quite agree with a lot of it. I get the idea and the execution. The execution was fun, but I think it could have been done better. The acting was great. Woody Harrelson was great. Juliette Lewis was great. Robert Downey Jr. was Australian, and you guys might know him as the Australian from Tropic Thunder, who plays a black man. So it's Robert Downey Jr., an American white man, playing an Australian white man, playing an American black man. It's one of the best parts that's ever been put together in cinema. But this isn't far off. He's like a journalist that does like gotcha journalism, but he likes to interview killers, and so he wants to go to the prison that Woody Harrelson ends up in and interview him, and he's just got this big Australian accent, and he's actually quite good at it. It slips out a couple of times, but it's really good. Tommy Lee Jones is the prison warden. He's hilarious. It's got a bit of comedy, this movie as well, even though it's quite graphic and extreme in a sense, I guess. So yeah, sexual. It's quite sexual too. There's some R words and some F words, and there's another R word later, I think. So it gets a bit dicey, but that's not my problem with it. It's just chaos, which I understand. It's like the mind of a serial killer must be chaotic as well. And their lives were chaotic. And they were always on the move and on the run and all that. So I get the chaos, but the editing was very multimedia or like multimedia adjacent. So like if he was watching a TV, say like he's watching a TV off screen here, the background would turn into what he's watching. And so you still see him and then you see what he's watching in the same picture. And it was often like some type of killing, whether it was like in the animal kingdom or if he was watching some type of, robbery movie or killing movie. Then there was like these transitions between scenes that were comicified or whatever. It was like a comic book version of him and Juliette Lewis. So it was really ramming it down your throat, no home loans, that it's all like this consumption of crime, which, I get the message, and it's kind of ahead of its time. Like 1994, and look at us now, like with Netflix and whatever else streaming platforms, we're really just every time something new comes out, it's a fucking true crime documentary. They got sequels of all these shits now. So, it's kind of ahead of its time in that. The editing, they did a good job with the editing, don't get me wrong. It might have been a little bit heavy and it was just so chaotic. I get the idea of meeting chaos in the terms of like the mentality of the two main characters and the stylization of the film. But it was so distracting. I watched it in 2 sittings. If I didn't do the podcast, Welcome to the Poddy podcast, I don't think that I would have bothered going back to finish the film. I would have just got off a flight and been like, okay, well, that's that. Like, it was just a bit like easy to detach. It was distracting. There was a lot of action scenes. It was loud. Some of it was it just became redundant, I think, at some points. And the story was fine. The story was fine, I guess, but it was just like the fact that the public sort of idolizes these killers, but the killers also want their story to be told. That's the dynamic. This is why it happens. The killers do it for notoriety. The media gives them notoriety. The public adores them, and copycats happen. And it's a very grim cycle, man. And that's the narrative. That's the point that they're trying to make, I think, in the making of this film. Which is fine, is just not always that's not always the way I want to watch a film, is just like for a point to be jammed down my throat. It was done well enough. It was fine. It was okay in terms of entertainment value, but it was slightly overdone, very low rewatchability. I think Robert Downey Jr. could get me back. Maybe like if I'm with a friend and they haven't seen it, I'm like, you got to see this character. Maybe we even fast forward through it until we just see him. I don't know. It's rewatchability is pretty low, but for me, I'm happy to give this one a 6 out of 10, baby. Like I said that earlier, but it was good. It was fine. I don't know. I don't know if I like fully recommend that you spend the time watching it. It's written, I think the story's by Tarantino, but I think it was adapted for screenplay by someone else and then directed by someone else. But, it's got Tarantino's name on it. So if you're someone who just wants to sort of digest Tarantino, then this is a must watch, Woody Harrelson was fine, and it's not his greatest work, but he was fine in it. He was believable. Like he's a pretty nice guy in a lot of his films. So catching him as like an actual psycho is pretty fun. So that might be worth a watch. So I mean, it's really up to you guys. I probably wouldn't like fully put my name behind it, but 6 out of 10, man. Take it as you guys are probably like, make a decision, cunt. The decision is like 7's probably really it's good, but whatever. 6 is more on the bad side, like, and then getting down to 5 is like really, so the scale for like watchability is more at that 7 mark, and the 7's just sort of like, yeah, good movie, but whatever. So 6 is a bit low, but it's a maybe. It's a maybe if you're in the mood for something like, different, very different. You're not going to find a lot of movies like this. It's quite unique, which is good. Obviously, you don't want every movie to be the same. So if you're in the mood for something that's not quite your usual recipe, go for it. But I stand with my 6 out of 10. I'm not going to keep saying it over and over again. You know what it is, man. Welcome to the Poddy on everything. Find us, follow us, rate us, review us, subscribe to us, tell a friend to tell a motherfucking friend. Buy tickets, claimingmathcomedy.com. I love you guys. Don't forget to love yourselves. And as always, bung bung.